Hey, welcome everybody, and as you filter into this stream, I just want to say hello. I am BisuDagger, and welcome. Thank you for watching this with me. We are watching a Chinese tournament here, and yes, if you didn't know what tournament it was, is the Sino-Korean Carnival. Oh no, Bisu, put the screen back on. I was just messing with you guys. All right, so there's no audio. There might be possible audio. Let me try and turn this off mute. See if we get anything in the background here. Do we want like a background Chinese voice? Does that help kind of make things feel like less dead noise, like static air? What the hell is going on? You know, just let me know if you want me to increase that background noise or not. The hope is that I can just talk enough that you won't need the background noise. Oh man, now the Russian is talking too. This is like 3 languages. So you guys are probably thinking, oh no, I'm missing the bottom half of the map. Let me fix that for you, now that we actually have the game coming and going. Bam. Okay. Let's get rid of the right one here too. We want this screen. Take it out. And this one in. Okay, we couldn't know what was getting cut off until we did that. Yes, I'm watching a Russian stream, which is watching a Chinese stream, and I'm casting in English. So, I mean, if this is not the world getting along, if this is not coexist bumper sticker, then I don't know what it is. We are literally the crossfish right now, and I love being a crossfish. Nothing better, and that's not a racist term. Sorry if I offended anybody who is Asian. Alright guys, so we're seeing that Bisu pushing out with his probe, getting a Nexus relatively quick, but you know, I'm just conditioned right now. As I was bringing up earlier, I was watching 2002 PVT between Nazgul and Boxer. If you missed that, you could go ahead and watch it in my VODs. But I was watching the replays of those games, and both players don't expand. Every game, Nazgul goes for a fast robotics facility to get observers because Vulture play was very prevalent in those 2002 games. The TVP meta was, yeah, get vultures, go for spider mines, and just see if you can raid your opponent's base. But I mean, with Boxer level micro in 2002, his vulture play actually wasn't that strong, which was rather hilarious. So Nazgul, the only reason he oh my god, oh my goodness. Oh my, what is this that we're watching here? That is not me, guys. That is not me. That is my Russian compatriot here. And yeah, let's continue here. All right. So we've got both players on the map. Bisu spawning obviously down at the bottom right. Flash at the top left. They have not done a race swap, so if you don't know which race these players are playing, you're coming into StarCraft really late as far as the competitive scene goes. But it's okay. If you're new, I still love you, and the fact that shield battery is around is going to just bring in troves of new people. I mean, this is going to be bigger than the new Counter-Strike. This is going to be bigger than Overwatch. StarCraft 1 is going to take off again, I promise. It's going to be... This renaissance of StarCraft is going to be a lot better than the World of Warcraft movie that just came out. And I haven't seen it yet, but I just know that the movie isn't going to be that great. Even though the guy from the Viking show is on it, which is just a complete badass character. Ragnar Lothbrok, I think his name is. I can't exactly get his name right here. So let me make sure everything's going okay. Can you guys all see the stream and hear everything okay? Yes, there is a crazy man on the stream. That is the awesome Russian who is providing the stream for us. And we're not going to worry about that. Look at that. Bisu just attacking the neutral high ground building here, and as he continues to go forward, I actually miss the fact that I can't cast from a replay where I'm actually in control of the game, because I can talk more accurately about what is going on and actually describe, you know, this early game mentality, what these players are building up. I feel like more pro players are actually better for live streams because they can like see a single building and put together, oh my god, the timing of this is just so ridiculous, and start to put together all these great theory crafts. For me, I just go, well, Bisu's getting range, and that's good enough for me. But Bisu, he already does have his second gas here. Going to be able to work up that tech tree off 2 bases. And, you know, two base carrier, 2 base arbiter, I don't think so. This is cross spawn, very large distances. Bisu, he should be looking for a 3rd base before he decides to go for anything against Flash. And Flash, he's actually already building up another command center here. So I'm not surprised. He's going to want to take a natural base. And he's got his tank here to help him. Well, I'm sorry. He does have the mineral. He's going to be taking a 3rd here. But he's going to finally go to that low ground play, so he is able to take it. Oh, I love it. I love seeing all of you guys in the chat. It's great that you guys are able to watch a Chinese-sponsored tournament, because I feel like the Chinese scene is not really watched unless there are Korean players that kind of ship themselves over. And I know that there's the COSL, or I don't know exactly what the term is now, but because Scan called it the COSL, I'm calling it that too. But that COSL tournament that Scan is in is actively going on too, and I've been really lazy about it, but I'm going to try and get the replays so we could actually watch with no lag that tournament and really get, you know, a better view of these players. You know, watch Feng Zi. If you guys don't know who he is, he's been like one of the best Chinese players for a really long time, sitting at the top of the scene. But of course, they had the gall to invite Movie, and inviting Movie is just like a death sentence, because he always cleans up in these tournaments. As you can see, Everett versus Movie, which I think is going to be played next. If Movie wins, I mean, there's just something about the Chinese scene that invigorates him and allows him to just thrive. All tournaments should be held in China for Movie's sake. Okay, so we're going to have Reaver attacks now. After the observatory was done, which is great to have these observers out for Bisu. Oh, look at this. The bunker's got to go down. He can't really get his tanks out there real easily. Needs to allow that to flow. But Bisu's going on his way with his shuttle right now in the Reaver. Flash, though, and if you've been watching the KCM matches with me, we only actually got 1 week where we got to see Flash play. And he went crazy with his turrets. He's absolutely going to go crazy with his turrets again. If you watched Flash versus Jaedong in another series that I did recently, Flash also went crazy with turrets against Mutas. He loves having his base absolutely secure. 2 days ago, when I was casting Boxer, he didn't build a single turret in his main and natural base. So to come not just a decade later, but a decade and a half later, and think about it, okay, players are finally turning it up. Because actually, I don't think it was that much later. When you think about 2005, 2006, I bet you players were putting a lot more turrets inside of their bases, because protests had come a long way in just those 4 years. Look at that! The Scarab goes between the middle of those 2 buildings and is actually able to go off. I think that is really cool that it's able to get, I don't know if that's a glitch through, would you say? Is the sprite object ball for the Scarab just small enough to split between those 2 neutral buildings? Pretty interesting. But Flash, he's in a really good position. He's got 3 bases right now. A really comfortable, easy 3 bases to hold, which is probably the nice thing about this map early on. But Flash, he's got to be careful. Bisu's going to be poised to get any more Reaver Scarabs out. And as the tanks push forward, it seems like Bisu's going to have to wait until his army catches up. But this is a possible attack. No way he's going to knock down the front door of Flash, though. There's way too many tanks. The tank count, what, 7, 8 right now? Looking really strong at the front. The positioning is spread out very nicely here. But what I would like to see is Flash push out with some buildings, make it a little bit harder for Bisu to get straight onto his tanks. Yeah, now we do see that turrets are coming up. You can actually build out towards the middle of this map. So it's going to be just a turret creep as the tanks do push themselves out. 2 gases, 3 mineral areas to mine from for Flash. Another command center on its way. And Flash, maybe he's just going to go for a heavy expand game. I mean, both these players have very large distances between each other. Bisu went for that really fast 6 o'clock base, so he will be sitting on the island. And oh no, we're experiencing Russian lag of the Chinese lag. We're going to have to hang tight, guys. The stream has been doing really well at the beginning of this game, so let's hope that it retains. Oh man, I'm reading the chat here. Someone talk about Eon Zerg even gets reported for map hacking when he hasn't been online for 2 days. That guy gets it tough, but Eon Zerg actually pretty good. Oh, whoa. Russian guy, Yugosu, man. How do I get that? How do I get these really cool effects so you guys can say awesome things about me while I'm streaming? I mean, guy's got to get his compliments. Okay, so Bisu has a huge army. He's got how many bases now? 5 on the map. So looking really strong in his economy. He's taken up that 3rd base at this point, and he's got a huge army to push out across the left side, especially with this Reaver supplementing it inside the shuttle. I love that Bisu's going for this. He's finding a nice timing to try and take out the 9 o'clock base and doesn't want Flash to get that additional gas. 3 gases would make it a really strong economy for Flash. It would be a nice macro game for him too, to be able to produce tanks pretty efficiently out of 3 factories. Bisu eliminating that possibility, pushing the command center and causing it to float away. The Nexus is almost finished for Bisu, and I'm sure he's going to maynard his probes over there in time. Meanwhile, Flash has a lot of activity going down at the bottom left of that of the map here, so let's not ignore the fact that there might be a command center down there, and Bisu's not scouting it out. You know, this is, I think when you're a Protoss player, sometimes you forget when you don't have vultures. Yeah, look at this huge mining base right now that the Zealot's going to find. When you're a Terran player, you have vultures that are fast. You just always send them around the map to scout. When you're a Zerg player, you have Zerglings all the time. They're fast. You just send them around the map. But not many Protoss players remember that they should constantly send Zealots around the map and see what's going on here. But he is going to discover it, and he's going to go for it really fast. Here's the thing, though. Flash can maybe catch Bisu's army down at the bottom left. He's not going to want to go for an attack, but this will allow him to expand his army presence towards the middle of the map, mine it up, and get his tanks out in a more forward position. So that's what he's going to want to do. He's going to want to try and chop this map in half, so that way he can have it on a very secure basis and just completely control his half of the field while his economy goes wild. Bisu, with his units, going to be able to force another lift in the command center. I wouldn't be surprised if it went down to just a few Dragoons, because it just has a really long float distance to go. But Bisu is going to be able to catch off these SCVs. Some really nice worker kills going to come out here, as they will go down. And Flash is going to be restricted back to his upper left half quadrant of the map. He does have that 9 o'clock base again. Without losing that command center, it means that he was able to replant himself and is back up mining. Let's wait for the Russian stream to come back up again. At least you don't have to blame my internet. Russia, a little bit, depending on where you are, actually, but still, quite a bit closer to China. Hopefully that is what will reduce the stream lag. Well, we're just going to sit here in silence, aren't we, looking at this black screen. Oh, man. Looks like there was a recall here. Let's try and figure out what's going on just by looking at the minimap. And Bisu taking over the top left half inside the main base. That's a lot of vultures coming in here. And regardless of the low vulture damage that it'll do with that many numbers, should be able to clean it up. So Flash took a little bit of damage, it looks like, lost a few buildings, but nothing too major. But Bisu, on the other hand, he has the economy to do that. As long as he makes sure to continue to build gateways, he can re-macro this army pretty quickly here. So whatever Flash lost, you know, if Bisu lost his army in that attack, it doesn't really matter. I guess that's my point. So, but Flash has a lot of factories at the left side of his main base, so it doesn't look like his production was hurt that much. And with that 9 o'clock base, I would say just maybe supply blocking was the best that Bisu got out of that recall. Yeah, not even crucial buildings. I guess the engineering bay needs to come up because Flash, like I said earlier, loves to go for those turrets. But double Stargate production going to be on these Arbiters, and Bisu's play is looking really strong. He's got the bottom left Nexus now, and he's got the top right base and the natural. So Bisu has completely taken his half of the map and is starting to take the left half also. Flash is looking like he's in a bad position here. He really needs to do something with his maxed out army. If we can just get a cursor on one of these tanks, I'd love to see at least if Flash is getting towards those 1-2 upgrades. Has his armory upgrades been able to continue? And actually maybe those were some of the crucial buildings that Bisu was able to take down. Delaying those upgrades as long as possible is going to be really important. Bisu with huge economy here, but he actually only has +2. So I would imagine that double forge upgrades should be one of the most important things that Bisu's focusing on right now to make sure he hits that 3-3. So here's some significant mine clearing. Oh, wow. Did you see that Zelt run right in there, clearing about 7 mines at the same time here? And Flash, he's actually just doing a solid defense here of vultures and tanks. But with the stasis at the front, going to disable that army a little bit more. And it looks like Bisu is going to try and push forward. No, he's got to retreat. Flash has defended it, and now he's moving out with his tanks one more time. So it's 2-2 now. Flash looking really strong with his 2-2 army. And he's with D-Matrix and a lot of tanks, he's going to be able to push out and start making his presence known. He's got to start taking command of this game if he wants to win this. We are in the ace match. This is a best of 5. Both players winning 2 games thus far in the series, and Flash is moving forward. He's on the A move roll right now, and can Bisu respond in kind? The double Arbiter production, it should be enough for him to be able to get these stasis out. Yes, a huge clump. He's been able to take it down. A large run distance for these Zealots, but they're still going to make it towards the back of the base. No, a single D-Matrix going down, but Bisu, he isn't doing the necessary damage that he needs. Another re-macro is going to have to occur here. He's going to need another stasis too. This has to be slowed down. Oh, man. Bisu, is he going to lose this just off a 3 base crushing push here? I guess pseudo 4 base. But anyway, even the command center is heading its way down as Flash is going to make his presence known at the natural base of Bisu. He's got to just accumulate units and keep them alive. Slowing this push down is really what Bisu needs to do until he amasses a large army instead of running down small amounts of units. At least if Bisu even loses his natural, not a big deal. He has mining so many other places across the map. He's been building gateways up at the top right, down at the bottom left. So he's got an army that's re-amassing here. He's just got to slow the punch into the main base. He can't let those gateways and arbiters go down and stargates go down. He's got to protect his technology until he can rebuild it at other portions of the map. But is Bisu going to respond in kind too? Is he going to do any sort of counterattacking, or can he not afford any of the resources here? He is able to save that Nexus at the 3 o'clock position, but still there's tanks barraging on the production line right now inside the natural base. Bisu, what's he going to do? Maybe if he could just recall on top of the tanks might be the best scenario. But there are Goliaths coming into the mixture here, which is something that Flash needs. He can't really push forward with SCVs and turret up inside the natural base. That's not necessarily the most efficient thing right now. So he's going to supplement his tank vulture army with Goliaths. A few Zealots trying to get in the range here, but you know, the vulture buffer at that ramp is going to make it way too hard for Bisu to push down. He's going to have to make his units at other locations to bring them in. There's so many different pronged attacks right now from Flash. Meanwhile, he's taking up the middle map because he knows this is the one opportunity. He's got Bisu spread out so thin right now that he can mine for the middle and absolutely take a crushing position here. This is such a strong push. Bisu with no armor upgrades. He is going to be moving out with his Zealots and Dragoons. Try and take down this command center. Can he push back the middle? Flash gonna lift it up, but he's still got a strong presence. Look at the 3 o'clock. Look at the natural base. Bisu instead responding in kind with... Oh! Did he cancel? Did the recall get canceled? Oh, no. Okay, so he's got the units in there. It looked like the recall got canceled there. But it was just super small, I guess. DT is going to be clearing out these vultures. No spider mines to help clear them out. No scan. Flash is focused way too much on the core portions of this map to not see those DTs cleaning up on the defense. Meanwhile, an army amassing to go at the natural base at the top right. It looks like he might have too much again here, and he can just doom push the right side of the map. He's made himself inside of the main. Bisu looks like he might fall. This is an incredible push for Flash. He is showing the might of the Terran as he's able to take the bottom right. Bisu may fall in this tournament yet. This is the ace match, guys. There is no redemption if Bisu loses. Flash, he's got way too many units right now camping on these production facilities. The Arbiter's got to take their fleet and the Armada and make it up towards the top right. I would say that's one of the more important places where he needs to hold right now, where the heavy mining occurs. Oh, these Arbiters couldn't move any slower. He absolutely needs to get a necessary army there to defend this. And the 3 o'clock base looks like it's also been taken out. Buffer into GG possibility? No. Okay, so we're back into this game. The Arbiter's moving across towards that top right once more. Oh, this is getting way too crazy, guys. I don't know if Bisu can crawl out of this hole. This is something that you see, a full tilt, basically, by Bisu. Protoss players do this time and time again. They huge, massive amounts of expansion. But when that 2-2 push comes, there's nothing that you can do. At least there's a stasis on those tanks on the low ground. These workers going down is just going to make everything more and more critical. Yeah, we can't see the bottom of the map. I wish we could see the mini-map right now. But unfortunately, that load bar has got to disappear before we can see what's going on. Has Bisu completely lost the bottom right side of the map? Yes, he has! Oh, man. So it's just the left and the bottom middle. The 6 o'clock, the 8 o'clock. This is where Bisu's holding on to right now for dear life if he wants to be able to pursue his career in this tournament. Flash looking so strong, but look at this. The top left mined out. He's really only relying on the 9 o'clock base and the middle base. If Flash loses his army here, he doesn't have this huge 4-base economy that he had at one point because he had mined everything out. So Bisu knows this. Bisu knows that if he can hold this bottom left and the 6 o'clock base, that he still has that mining. But oh no, GG! Bisu's out. Flash continues. What an elimination! What an elimination, guys! Bisu taken out by Flash. I mean, this is no new news. Bisu has already repeatedly lost best of 3s, best of 5s to Flash on the ladder.